Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the small caps that were in play today. Okay, first up, we're going to take a look at INPX. Very nice move today, closed up 38%. There's a lot of bottom bouncers, stocks in a downtrend that are bouncing in this, that are small caps. Today it's back above 30 on RXII. As you can see here, it's been in this downtrend since middle Bollinger Band support broke back here in January. Today there was a close above EMAs 4 and 8, so it needs to stay above 103. If it can hold that level, the big level to break is the middle Bollinger Band. That's the dotted purple line at 123. If it can close above that level and turn it into support, it could get a new uptrend going. So keep an eye on INPX tomorrow for a possible close above the middle Bollinger Band. Fail to close above that level and it would signal a temporary top. Check out the nice volume spike today. Okay, let's look at CRMD. Very nice move today. Closed up 20%. RXII is at 46. It's getting close to that 50 level, so it'd be bullish if you could break above. As you can see here, CRMD did close above the middle Bollinger Band today. Back here in March, it attempted to get above this dotted purple line, but it failed and pulled back. Okay, so today was the first close above the middle Bollinger Band since support broke back here in February, on February 20th. So this is signaling a possible bullish change in trend. It'll need to stay above 25. So CRMD above 25 signals more upside potential. If it were to close back below that level, it would signal more consolidation. It's going to need to break this 28 to 30 resistance zone to be able to run up to that 50-day simple moving average at 35 target. Okay, so keep an eye on CRMD. Another one to look at is AIPT. Closed up nearly 25% today. As you can see here, this is a very thinly traded stock. It did have the volume spike, but it pulled back. It was temporarily above that middle Bollinger Band at 117. You can see the long upper wick. They did sell shares into the close. It dropped back below that 50 and 100-day simple moving average and below EMAs 8 and 13. That's a big red flag after trading above intraday. It did close above EMA 4 at $1. If it drops below $1 tomorrow and closes below that level, that'll signal more downside risk. It's not ready to go. If it can hold that dollar level and then get back above 117, it could possibly run up to test that 200-day simple moving average. Be careful with this play. The thinly traded stocks are difficult to sell when the volume dries up. You can see this did bounce after filling the gap over here in January. Okay, take a look at RXII. Closed up nearly 25% today. As you can see here, it has a similar pattern to AIPT. It ran up and hit this 200-day simple moving average at 517. That was the prior resistance level in March. It failed to turn that level into support and pulled back. Well, it hit that level today, and look at that nasty pullback. It ended up dropping back below the 100-day simple moving average and the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple moving average. It did close above EMA 4 at 312 for the first time since support broke back here on the 19th. So if it can stay above 312, then it's technically in play. It's just is a major red flag with this big pullback. It has to get above EMA 8 at 333. That's the next key level to break. Really, it has to get, it needs to get up above that middle Bollinger Band to get an uptrend going. Okay, if you look at ENT here, it closed up over 27% today. Okay, so it's another one of those bottom bounce plays. It had a big pullback, bouncing off of the dollar support zone here. It did close above EMA 4 as well. It hit that middle Bollinger Band, currently at 151, and pulled back. Okay, so that was a red flag. It needs to get above that level and turn it into support. It's been struggling with the middle Bollinger Band, which is also the 20-day simple moving average. If it can get above 150, that would be bullish and would put it in play for a possible move up to that 50-day simple moving average at 176, similar to the move back here in January. If it struggles and it pulls back below EMA 4 at 134, it will continue to be a risk to hold. Okay, keep an eye on BPMX. Closed up nearly 16% today. So this had multiple red candles in a row. You can see it had this big pullback. I think that was 9 red candles in a row, and then it bounced today, and it looks like a bullish one white soldier reversal pattern formed. It's bouncing off of the 50-day simple moving average at 22 and the 100-day simple moving average down here at 18 support zones. It bounced off that level yesterday, and then today Today it had the follow through. It did close back above the 50-day simple moving average, which is good, and back above EMA4 at 23. It needs to stay above that level. If it drops below 23, that would be a red flag, and it would be a major red flag if it got back below that 50-day simple moving average. To the upside, it needs to break this red line. That's the 200-day simple moving average currently at 25. That's also lined up with EMA 13. So above 25 would be bullish, setting up a potential run up to that middle Bollinger Band at 28. It needs to turn the middle Bollinger Band into support to get an uptrend going, similar to back here. Back here, when the candles are trading above that dotted purple line, it means the candles are heading higher. When it's trading below, it's in a downtrend. Okay, let's look at GALT. Closed up 15% today. As you can see, it's been in this, I would call this a sideways channel. So it's bouncing off of the bottom of the channel, and it currently needs to get back up to the top of the, you have the upper Bollinger Band is currently up here around 543 is the top of the channel, and it's also the high close here from back here on the what is that, the 8th of March. And so it's going to need to break this 540 resistance zone to get back up to test that 6 resistance zone from back there in January. It did close back above the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple moving average, similar to last week. It's been struggling with this level. It's really all about breaking above 540 for the stock, 550 to really get moving. It could run up to that level and just and hit the top of the channel and keep going sideways. Sideways patterns are tough because they can draw it out for an extended period of time. Okay, let's look at LFIN. This was on the CNBC Fast Money today, and so yeah, they came out and he said there was something like $1.4 billion was worth of stock was shorted. I think up here he said around 47, and so it's just been tanking ever since. And today it had the technical bounce. It did form bullish engulfing reversal pattern. It's bouncing off of way down here where there's not much support. If it did work higher, the key level to break is going to be EMA4 at 1628. It could hit that level and then fail to break and continue the downtrend. That is the next key resistance level, as well as you have the closing price right here on the first trading day in April. That's going to be another big level to break. So has to get through this 14 level to test this EMA4. If you see it drop down below 10 tomorrow, that would be a major red flag. That would just signal more downside. This is a super risky stock to try to trade. So just putting that out there. Now the 15-minute chart did heat up today, and that's why some traders were biting. As you could see, the volume came in. 3 o'clock, there was a break above that 50 simple moving average at 1026. If it can stay above that level and stay above the middle Bollinger Band at 982, then it's technically in play. It has to break above the 100-day simple moving average, or the 100 simple moving average at 1345 to head higher. If it struggles with this 13 to 14 resistance zone, that could signal a temporary top. Once again, the big red flag would be if LFIN dropped below 10. Okay, it has to stay above that level. Okay, let's take a look at HMNY. We haven't talked about this one in a while. It closed up 16%. It's now above 30 on RXII, above 20 on Fasto. As you can see, it had been oversold. It's been in this really nasty downtrend since support broke back here in February. Today there was finally a close above EMAs 4 and 8. That's the pink and lime lines. That was the first close above those levels. Well, basically the first time above both of those levels since way back here on back in February, and when it was back above the middle Bollinger Band. So this is hinting at a possible change in trend. It has to stay above EMA4 at 284. If it were to drop back below, it signaled downside risk. You can see how risky this is to hold when candles are forming below EMA4. It could keep continuing lower. EMA 13 at 316 is the big level to break. That's the orange line. If it can get above that level, then you're talking about a potential run up to that middle Bollinger Band at 350. 350 is the big level. If it could turn 350 into support, it could really get moving. Yeah, you might see a run between this level and 350, and then if it stalled out, that would signal a temporary top. Okay, and then finally, let's look at CPRX. Closed up 16% today. This is another one of those bottom bouncers. It's been in a very strong downtrend. Middle Bollinger Band support broke back here in December, and it tried to get above in February, and then again in March, and then now it's bouncing again down here. It did close back above that 300-day simple moving average at 261. That's the big big level. If you see it drop below 260, that would be a red flag. It has to be trading above that level, and the next key level to break is the middle Bollinger Band at 277. You can see it hasn't been able to turn that level into support in months, so you have to anticipate history repeating until there's a bullish change in trend. If there was 2 white candles in a row formed above the middle Bollinger Band, that would be a bullish change in trend. Notice there was a big volume spike today. Okay, there you go. There's some small caps to keep an eye on tomorrow. If you'd like to learn more about charts and technical analysis, please come check out our chat. I'll post the link below the YouTube video. Thank you.